Summer wind through open windows. Friday night somewhere outside Los Angeles. Cheap sunglasses on the dashboard, Top Gun posters hanging in the gas station store, and every street light glowing gold after the rain. You wore black boots and silver earrings, hair still messy from the ride downtown. Had Benatar playing from the radio while your fingers traced circles on my arm. The boulevard was full of dreamers, Camaros parked outside the arcade lights. Everybody trying to look untouchable, like movie stars escaping real life. You looked at me like the night belonged to us, like nothing bad could ever happen at 19. And every mile beside you felt faster than the world outside, like we were disappearing into some endless summer scene. Fast romance, burning brighter than the city lights. Two reckless hearts running through the midnight heat. Fast romance, kissing hard beneath motel signs while Springsteen echoed through the speakers. We were too young to slow down, too lost to ever turn around. Fast romance, living like the summer would never end. Oh, still hearing your voice at midnight. Oh, still chasing those headlights. Saturday nights at the drive-in movies, sharing cherry coke beneath the stars. You said someday we'd leave this town behind and disappear somewhere along Route 66. Downtown racers flooded the crossroads, engines shaking the parking lot ground. Leather jackets carrying cigarette smoke while old rock songs drifted through the crowd. And for a while, everything felt endless, like we had outrun time itself. But every fire burns quickly when your whole life moves too fast, and every perfect moment fades into old cassette memories. Fast romance, running wild beneath the highway lights. Two runaway souls moving way too fast. Fast romance, cheap perfume and gasoline air, while Bryan Adams played into the darkness. We thought freedom could save us. We thought these nights would never fade. Fast romance, now they only survive inside old songs. Now the arcade feels abandoned, the drive-in theaters closing down, and the kids who ruled those summers probably don't remember anymore. But sometimes when August air turns heavy and an old song plays after midnight, I still see your silhouette beside me, with city lights reflected in your eyes. And for 1 second, I'm young again. never really die. Morning light creeping across the boulevard. The radio slowly fading into silence. And somewhere beyond those empty highways, part of us is still alive tonight. August heat rising from the pavement. Midnight outside the 𝐀𝐋𝐁𝐿 sign. Def Leppard playing softly through dashboard speakers, while the city disappeared behind us. Leather gloves in your back pocket, faded denim and dangerous eyes. Cheap perfume mixed with gasoline air, like every girl from those old VHS nights. Downtown boys burn rubber by the river, trying to become legends before sunrise. Every engine roaring through the darkness, like rebellion nobody could stop. You lean close, laughing softly, back when we believed nothing could touch us. And every mile together felt bigger than the whole world, like freedom had finally found us under those August skies. Burnout love, spinning sparks across the highway to runaway hearts moving way too fast. Burnout love, streetlights flashing across your blue eyes, while Bryan Adams played into the darkness. We were too wild to survive, too young to understand goodbye. Burnout love, nothing ever felt more alive than us. Saturday nights outside the arcade hall, leather jackets soaked in cigarette smoke. Bon Jovi blasting from the jukebox corner, while rain painted silver lines on the street. There was a diner near the old drive-in where dreamers stayed awake until sunrise. You talked about escaping somewhere west, where nobody grows older, but every dream burns quickly when you live at full speed, and every promise fades eventually, like radio static in the mountains. Burnout love, running reckless through the back streets, to shadows disappearing into the night. Burnout love, cheap motel lights and roaring engines, while Springsteen echoed through the speakers. We thought freedom could save us, we thought these nights would never end. Burnout love, now they only survive inside old songs. Now the arcade stands abandoned, the movie theater covered in dust. But sometimes when an old rock song plays late at night, I still see your hair blowing in the wind under parking lot lights after the rain. listen. Part of us is still driving through the night. Late summer, 1986. Rain falling softly across the boulevard. FM radio glowing blue inside the dashboard. Somewhere between midnight and sunrise, the city already felt far away. Beside me outside the diner, leather jacket carrying the smell of gasoline. Old cassette tapes scattered on the passenger seat, beside maps folded 100 different ways. Downtown lights reflected across your windshield like scenes from forgotten American movies. And when you smiled at me that night, everything suddenly felt possible again. The world was smaller back then, just highways, music and restless hearts. And every mile together felt like escaping who we used to be, like somewhere beyond those endless roads we could finally outrun loneliness. Road to my heart, running wild beneath the August sky. Two broken souls driving into the dark. Road to my heart, old rock songs and dashboard lights, while Brian Adams echoed through the speakers. You held me like the night would disappear, like love was all we had left. Road to my heart, some roads lead straight into forever. Still hearing your voice in the radio static. Still chasing those midnight lights. Saturday nights near the drive-in movies, cherry coke and cigarettes smoke in the air. Springsteen pouring from the diner jukebox, while dreamers wander beneath parking lot lights. You talked about California sunsets and desert highways stretching endlessly west, like freedom was waiting beyond the horizon for people brave enough to leave everything behind. For a while, we believed every dream completely, like the future belonged to us alone. But every perfect summer eventually turns into memory, and every fire burns faster when your whole life moves too fast. Road to my heart, flying fast beyond the county lines, two runaway hearts disappearing in the dawn. Road to my heart, leather jacket soaked in midnight rain, while Bon Jovi echoed through broken speakers. We thought freedom could save us. We thought these nights would never end. Road to my heart, now they only survive inside old songs. Now the old arcade stands abandoned, the movie theaters closing down, and the kids who ruled those summers probably forgot who they used to be. But sometimes when August air turns heavy and an old ballad plays after midnight, I still see your silhouette beside me. Hair moving softly in the freeway wind, and for 1 second I'm young again. Never really die. Morning light crossing the empty highway, dashboard clock glowing after 4 a.m. And somewhere beyond the horizon, part of us is still driving tonight. Summer of 1987, half-empty boulevard outside the city. Streetlights reflecting across wet asphalt. Sport bike engine cutting through the silence, while old radio stations faded between songs. He waited outside the arcade entrance, black leather jacket soaked from midnight rain, helmet resting against your motorcycle seat, like you already knew we weren't going home tonight. Downtown kids crowded the sidewalk, cigarette smoke rising beneath theater lights, everybody trying to look fearless before another summer disappeared. You reached for my hand without saying a word, and suddenly the whole city felt too small. Every mile beside you felt like escaping real life, like somewhere beyond the highway we could finally become who we wanted to be. Night escape, running fast beneath the August sky, two reckless hearts disappearing into darkness. Night escape, all rock songs and gasoline air, while Brian Adams echoed through broken speakers. We were too young to slow down, too alive to stay afraid. Night escape, some nights were born to last forever. Still hearing engines in the distance. Still chasing those headlights tonight. Cherry Coke at the roadside diner, Bon Jovi pouring from the neon jukebox, truckers drinking coffee near the counter while rain rolls softly down the windows. You talked about California sunsets and desert roads stretching endlessly west, like freedom was waiting somewhere out there beyond these tired city limits. For a moment, We thought freedom could save us. We thought these roads would never end. Night escape, now they only survive inside old songs. Now the arcade stands abandoned, the drive-in theaters covered in dust, and the kids who ruled those summers probably forgot what freedom felt like. But sometimes when August air turns heavy and an old ballad plays after midnight, I still see your silhouette beside me, hair blowing wild beneath parking lot lights. And for 1 second, I'm 19 again. Never really die. Morning light crossing the empty boulevard. Dashboard clock glowing 4 a.m. And somewhere beyond the horizon, part of us is still driving tonight. Summer heat rising from the asphalt, midnight, outside the arcade lights. Your red Suzuki waiting by the curb, tape deck spinning Bryan Adams low, while the city moved in slow motion. White sneakers on the gas station floor, cigarette smoke drifting through the open door, your fingers tapping rhythms on the helmet glass, a Saint Laurent dreaming faded denim black. We were young enough to think every road led somewhere better. Your lipstick stains still live on my cassette case, like fingerprints from another lifetime. And downtown boys with Camaros burn circles under parking lot lights, while you looked at me like trouble disguised as salvation. And I swear every mile beside you felt bigger than the whole world. We were the velocity of desire, running wild through the California nights. Your Suzuki screaming beneath us like thunder cutting through July skies. FM radio and your hand around my waist, holding on like the world was inside. Late night radio fading slowly, the highway empty after rain. Somewhere out there, your Suzuki is still flying through the dark, and part of me never got off that ride. July 1987. Warm wind crossing the interstate. Dashboard lights glowing softly in the dark. Tom Petty playing low through worn speakers, while endless white lines disappeared beneath us. You picked me up outside the arcade, black leather gloves hanging from your back pocket. Street racers crowded the boulevard downtown, trying to outrun another small town night. Your motorcycle shining beneath the gas station lights, like something out of an old American movie. And when you looked at me and smiled, I forgot every reason to stay afraid. The city faded slowly behind us, along with everyone who said we'd never leave. And every mile felt endless, like freedom finally had our names. Somewhere beyond those county lines, we thought life was waiting for us. Highway dreams burning underneath the summer stars, two runaway hearts racing through the midnight heat. Highway dreams, old rock songs and gasoline air, while Bryan Adams echoed through the darkness. We were too young to understand goodbye, too alive to slow down. Highway dreams, some nights were made to last forever. Oh, still hearing engines in the distance. Oh, still chasing those headlights tonight. Saturday nights near the drive-in movies, cherry coke and cigarettes smoke in the air. Bon Jovi pouring from the dining jukebox as rain painted silver lines across the street. He talked about California sunsets and desert roads that never seemed to end, like somewhere far beyond this town, another version of us already existed. For a while, everything felt immortal, like we had escaped the real world completely. But every fire burns quickly when you're inside old songs. Now the arcade stands abandoned, the movie theater's closing down, and the kids who ruled those summers probably forgot who they used to be. But sometimes when the air turns heavy and old cassette starts playing after midnight, I still see your silhouette beside me, hair blowing wild beneath parking lot lights. And for 1 second, I'm 19 again. Morning light crossing the empty highway, dashboard clock turning 4 a.m. And somewhere beyond the horizon, part of us is still driving tonight. 1988 on a fading dashboard clock, warm night air drifting through open windows. Somewhere outside the city limits, old radio stations fighting through static, while headlights cut through the dark like ghosts. You arrived just after midnight, black leather jacket covered in road dust, motorcycle helmet hanging from your arm like a scene from some forgotten action film. Downtown kids crowded the boulevard, Camaros lined beneath the theater lights, everybody chasing something bigger than another small town Friday night. You smiled slowly like you already knew that while dreamers dance beneath flickering lights. There was a diner off Route 66 where truckers stayed awake until sunrise. You traced little hearts into the fogged up glass and talked about escaping west someday. For a moment, everything felt endless, like we had outrun real life itself. But every fire burns quickly when your whole life moves too fast, and every perfect summer night eventually turns into memory. Midnight rider, flying wild beyond the city lights, to runaway souls disappearing into dawn. Midnight rider, leather jacket soaked in August rain, while Brian Adams played through broken speakers. We thought freedom could save us. We thought these nights would never end. Midnight rider, now they only survive inside old songs. Now the drive-in theater's empty, the old arcade is closed for years, and the kids who ruled those summers probably forgot what freedom felt like. But sometimes when the air turns heavy and an old rock ballad plays after midnight, I still see your silhouette beside me, hair blowing wild beneath parking lot lights. And for 1 second, I'm 19 open roads and restless hearts. Midnight rider, some nights never really die. Summer wind crossing the empty highway, dashboard lights glowing softly in the dark. And somewhere beyond the horizon, part of us is still driving tonight. Summer 1987. Rain cooling the boulevard after the heat wave. Old FM stations drifting through radio static. Streetlights glowing across wet asphalt. And somewhere downtown, engines were already roaring through the night. Jackets outside the arcade, laughing loudly beneath the theater lights. Cigarette smoke and cheap perfume mixing with gasoline floating through the summer air. The boulevard was full of restless dreamers. Camaros lined outside the drive-in screen. Everybody wanted to become immortal before another August disappeared. You leaned against your motorcycle slowly, felt dangerous. Every heartbeat felt electric. Every mile felt like escape. Like we were racing towards something bigger than this small town life could ever hold. Girls, fire and gasoline, burning fast beneath the midnight sky. Young hearts moving faster than the headlights. Girls, fire and gasoline, all rock songs pouring through broken speakers, while Bryan Adams echoed in the darkness. We were too wild to stay afraid, too alive to slow down. Girls, fire and gasoline. Some summers were born to live forever. Oh, still hearing engines in the distance. Oh, still chasing those reckless nights. Saturday nights near the roadside diner, cherry Coke sweating across the countertops, Bon Jovi blasting from the jukebox corner as rain rolled softly down the windows. Downtown racers gathered by the river bridge, leather jackets carrying Marlboro smoke. Everybody looking for salvation inside another endless Friday night. You talked about California sunsets and highways stretching somewhere toward the coast, like freedom was waiting beyond the horizon for people brave enough to leave everything behind. But every fire burns quickly when your whole life moves too fast, and every perfect summer eventually becomes an old cassette memory. Girls, fire and gasoline, fly wild beyond the county lines, two runaway souls disappearing into dawn. Girls, fire and gasoline, streetlights fading across your blue eyes, while Springsteen echoed through the darkness. We thought freedom could save us. We thought these nights would never end. Girls, fire and gasoline, now they only survive inside old songs. Now the arcade stands abandoned, the drive-in theaters closing down, and the kids who ruled those summers probably forgot who they used to be. But sometimes when August air turns heavy and an old ballad plays after midnight, I still see your silhouette beside me, hair blowing softly in the freeway wind. And for 1 second, I'm 19 again. Girls, fire and gasoline, still racing somewhere through my bloodstream, like headlights vanishing into rain. Girls, fire and gasoline, frozen forever inside my memory. No maps, no fear, just open roads and restless hearts. Girls, fire and gasoline, some nights never really die. Morning light crossing the empty boulevard, dashboard clock glowing after 4 a.m. And somewhere beyond the horizon, part of us is still driving tonight.